So, this is our series, Presidents and Civil Rights. We've been talking about Ronald Reagan. I'm doing a special shout out for this particular topic, which I'll be speaking in code throughout. So, please catch me or read the subtitles. Okay. This is the war on recreational medicine. Catch me? Okay. Reagan declared more militant policies in the war on recreational medicine. He promised a planned, concerted campaign against all of these types of medicines in hopes to decrease the use of them in teens. First Lady Nancy Reagan introduced us to Just Say No, which still sometimes lives rent free in my head. And I'm 53. Yeah. During the Reagan administration, we see the emergence of a hard substance versus the powder substance epidemic. The epidemic uh, saw a large number of individuals become addicted to it and may have played a part in numerous unalivings and babies. Insert the hard substance there. Research says the epidemic emerged as a major area of public concern. Public concern is a polite way of saying inner city neighborhoods. So during this time, Congress passes and Reagan signs the Comprehensive Crime Control Act of 1984 and the Anti-Recreational Medicine Act of 1986. Now, the Anti-Recreational Medicine Act of 1886 established a mandatory minimum penalty for recreational medicine offenses. This law created a 100-to-1 sentencing disparity for possession of trafficking of the hard substance versus the powder substance, which was widely criticized as discriminatory against Blacks and other racial minorities who were more likely to use the harder version versus the powder version. In theory, that's what they thought. Additionally, the 1986 Act created disproportionate penalties for a first time hard substance offender. Okay. 5 grams or more was a 5-year mandatory minimum penalty. Okay. It took 500 grams of the powder substance to get a 5-year mandatory minimum. Obviously, the act targeted Blacks. According to historian Elizabeth Hinton, Reagan led Congress to criminalizing recreational medicine users, especially Black American recreational medicinal users, by concentrating and stiffening penalties for the possession of the crystalline rock form of, the substance, right? Right. The sentencing disparities punished those who were charged with offenses for the harder version more harshly than those charged with offenses for the powder version unjustly, and disproportionately penalized Black defendants for recreational medicine trafficking, comparable to that of white defendants. On top of that is the fact that whites are disproportionately less likely to be prosecuted for recreational medicine offenses in the first place. If they are prosecuted, they are more likely to be acquitted. And even if they are convicted, they are much less likely to be sent to prison. 2006 data shows that Blacks make up 15% of the country's recreational medicinal users, yet they comprise 37% of those arrested, 59% of those convicted, and 74% of those sentenced. Specifically, with regard to the harder substance, more than 80% of the defendants sentenced are Black, despite the fact that more than 66% of the users were white or Hispanic.